Hi, everybody. It is Mary Marshall, the Paranormal hello. Mary Marshall, the Paranormal MD, coming to you live at a very odd time. A lot of you are probably on your way home from work or just got home and are trying to get dinner on the table or running around and doing all kinds of other wonderful things. Hey, Rich, how are you? So I'm on here today. Hi, Angie. Hi, Kat. And hi, Darren. Wow, I guess I more than I thought would be tuning in now. Hi, Tim. I'm here because I was hoping originally to make some pretty big announcements for this month. Unfortunately, a few of those things, like this one and that one, which were the two main things, I'm kind of still in a holding pattern. So I don't have answers. I don't have something great and phenomenal to tell you about that. However, hey, Michael, oh my goodness, it's going too fast. Hi, David. And hi, Joan. Wow, it scooted by. Hi there. Hi, Ed. So what I am going to be talking about is a documentary that I am in. It is a documentary by Jay Bachochin, and it's called Finding Jay. Go figure. But I'm going to get into that more in a minute. I'm going to see if I can try to bring Jay on too in a couple minutes. So bear with me if you're starting to watch. Hey, Jeff. Hey, sweetheart. So, thanks, Fred. Love you too. So I'm going to bring him on. We can talk about it because him and I worked together, pretty much for about a year and a half, almost 2 years out of his 5-year journey. And he had brought a lot of different people into this documentary, which is out in the woods. But again, I will talk more about that in just a minute, and I'll bring him. Oh, hi, Jay. I'll bring you in a minute, so just stay tuned. Hey, Scott. Oh, my God, Scotty, I haven't talked to you in forever. I got to talk to you. Real quick, I do want to mention that I do have Hunt the Town Antioch. It's an event that we're basically hunting the town, but there's going to be speakers and all kinds of other stuff going on. That is taking place. I got my little post-it note because I don't remember. Saturday, May 15th. The other one is I am doing a potographs with Tim. That's gonna take place in July at Ashmore Estates on July 27th, and it would be awesome because this goes potographs, so you can kind of guess. Tim has done wonderful things with this charity in helping animals and animal shelters all across the country. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Keith, and I'm sure I'm missing people. I will. You call me. It goes both ways. No, I'll give you a call. So he's done, anyway, he's done really good things. So this one at Ashmore Estates, we're going to be out there with Becky and Tim and a few other people, and we're going to we're trying to raise money for the Cole County Animal Shelter, which is in that area. So anyone that wants to come out, here's the thing. We're doing a ghost hunt. It's Ashmore Estates. Hi, Nick. It's Ashmore Estates. So it's a really good location. So you want to come out. It would be awesome if you get tickets and support that. Most of us have pets, and whether it's a dog or a cat or whatever your thing is, but just if not for the ghost hunt, if not to come and say hi to the rest of us there, then maybe, just to support the animals and come out and do that. So we're going to be doing a ghost hunt. It's going to be an all-day event. There's going to be some psychic medium reads going on. There will not be money being taken in for this. Everything is going to the charity. Hi, Laura. So that's another one. And now there's something else coming up. There's two things. I'm just not sure because they just happened that are coming up in June and another one in July before the potographs. It would be in the Virginia and North Carolina area going that way that I will be doing something over at that front. I know, one day, Ed, it's like one of those, all these people you see on Facebook, you kind of come in and out and around. It's like the global neighborhood. So yeah, I've got that. Now here's where it's going to get tricky because hopefully this has gotten better, but every time you go to bring somebody on, it tends to like lock up. Hi Terry. Hey Barry. All right, why is it won't let me. Jay, I cannot add you. It won't let me add you. All right, hang on, let me try this. Like there's no button next to your name. All right, I have officially invited you, so hopefully you can come on. I know, right next to your name, there's like two ways, so I just did an invite, Jay. So let's see what happens. Do you got that? Can you get on with that way? Add viewers. Yeah, everybody's got like an ad next to their name. You do not have that, Jay. So look on your phone real quick and try to fix that. Hey, Dana, how are you? So what I'm going to be talking about in this documentary, Jay has been doing really intensive research for like the last 5 years at least out at the Kettle Moraine. And hi, how are you? Nothing. What do you mean nothing? I did an invite. That's okay. They'll receive an invite to join your broadcast. No answer from live video guests. That's what I was just told, Jay. I just made sense. I'm just trying to bring Jay on because this was his baby. He did. In the meantime, while we're trying to figure this out and get him on. I had the privilege of seeing it. This documentary comes out, Finding Jay comes out on Blu-ray. It's telling me you got it. Dang it. Requests. I clearly can see that you were invited and it said that there was no response from you. And invite friends. I'm even doing an invite and then it says you're invited. So you should have something there. Yeah, exactly, Fred. We can't find Jay. That's good. That's good. Hey, Chase. Oh, your baby is beautiful. You have such a beautiful family. Anyway, God, I hope I can get him on here at some point. But, okay. He has been working on this. I had the privilege of seeing it. And it was really interesting. What I will tell you what I like about it is the fact, I mean, this sounds weird because like I'm in it. But it's not like I'm the focus or anything. Jay has been out there. He's had about 20 different people come and join him over the years. So that's what I think I like about it is that most of the people, except for maybe about 3 or 4 of us, aren't investigators. And that made it really authentic because you're getting their responses to what is going on out there. Jay's a Bigfoot enthusiast. Hi, Carol. And that was initially how it started for me. Here's my story. I always tell this story because it's absolutely true. Jay and I had met when I was working at a radio station hosting a show in Wisconsin. And after that, we just sort of, you become friends with people. Don't know a lot about them, except that this guy, I know this guy's doing, you sent me. All right, let's see. They'll receive an invite to join your broadcast. Woohoo! We did it. Slowly but surely, it says it's adding you. So here's the thing as Jay's being added. I, at one point for like 2 years, you vaguely are talking to somebody, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to see what my crazy friend Jay. Whoa. Not, you found Bigfoot, you found him.
Thank
No.
you. Thank you.
See, I knew you were friendly, Mr. Bigfoot. That was nice.
Hola. Don't know why it
Hello.
didn't work originally.
Wow, this is much better than when I used last time. I haven't done it in like over a year, when I'd bring somebody on and you'd get that tiny little thing, and
Right.
it was always real warbly and would drag the feed down.
Yep.
And Jay's lovely wife, Katie, is just tuned in. So anyway, I'm going to start my story and then I'll get into it with you. That, I wanted to see, I always talk about, want to see what my crazy friend Jay is doing out in the woods. Yeah, exactly. Like, you what? And I'm like, okay, Bigfoot, and even with Jay, when he's not looking, I'm kind of like, okay, Bigfoot. This whole process was me, as you know, learning my own paranormal prejudice. And what I mean by that is that here's the bottom line. And I always say this, which is there are too many reports. There are too many witnesses. They all can't be crazy and they all can't be misidentifications. Even if 1% of those, and there's been a lot, continually a lot, reports are accurate, we are looking at something that we don't understand. We don't know. There is all kinds of things that seem to go along with the Bigfoot, but they could just be other unrelated woods, forest phenomena, if you will. But Jay, what drove you to want to do this documentary?
Well, the documentary, I think it's just because, well, you know me, throughout my life, I take pictures and document everything. Not so much for a documentary per se, but it's just what I do. I do it daily. Hey, what are you doing? Don't try to push me down. No, just but when I first started doing this, I mean, number one, I'm gonna go on the line. I was doing ghost investigations from 2007 to probably 2013, and I've always known about Bigfoot, but Bigfoot is just it's just a legend, right? It doesn't exist. And it wasn't for that one night in 2013 where some of my team members at the time, when we did go out and we heard something that almost sounded simian. And I know that's not the question. I'm just kind of warming you up a little bit for the documentary part.
I know you. I know you're as bad as I am. I preface everything I say. You're Mr. Elaborate everything you say.
Some people call me a male Edith Bunker, so tell me to stifle it whenever you want to. Okay, so it was at that point is when I realized that maybe there is something to it, to possible Bigfoot in Wisconsin even. Of course, my wife, who's watching, would probably want to say, no, not here in Wisconsin, maybe out in the Pacific Northwest, where all the mountains and the forests are. But I'm telling you, the Kettle Moraine's pretty big. And
you see the comments on your end?
I see no comments at all.
Katie just wrote, stifle it, laugh out loud. I love you. I love you, Katie.
No, I will not stifle it. Look at my feet. All right, so I can't see the comments. All I can see is you, Mary.
Okay.
This is like we're having a conversation. And people are laughing at me while we do this, which is okay. All right, so, but then every time I go out, I do like to document everything, not even just the captures or the experiences or anything like that, but the journey of going out with friends, going out in the woods and just going hiking. And, you know, you do enough of that over, you know, five years, all of a sudden you have enough to all of a sudden put something together. And when I came up, what's that?
No, go ahead.
And when I originally started this, it did not mean to start off as a documentary. As everybody knows, you and I were involved in, you know, the pre part of a documentary called Into the Woods. And we actually had some people following us around documenting everything. We had so much information. It was going to be great because it was going to be Bigfoot and other phenomenon.
And you didn't even do, because you are I always say like a video scryer, but that's not what the right word. You always do a lot, but because they were out there with us, we tended not to film as much because you had that.
Right. And it was finally nice because I'm the one who's always taking the video of everybody. And in half my footage, it's always me behind the camera with somebody else. So it's kind of nice to have somebody film me saying, wow, he really is out in the woods. But anyway, you know, and unfortunately that did fall through. And, you know, it would have been a hard project to tackle because we didn't have all of the lost footage and you can't recreate that. So at that point, we kind of let that.
And I'm going to interrupt you because honestly, I think what you have done now is way better than that could have been anyway. So I really, because it's the focus is changed. There wasn't one before, and you have created a story within the stories. And I like where Finding Jay has gone and what it's about. And you might not have been tuned in, but I was saying that what I like about it is that there is probably out of, let's say, the 20 that you have on there, I think maybe there's only about 4 that are actual investigators. But I like that because it's authentic responses to people experiencing strange things in the woods.
Right. Well, and that's just it. Like you said, is over the years, you know, we went out a lot and, you know, we just went out this past Saturday, which was cool.
Wisconsin, Charles.
What's that?
I'm answering questions in between. Charles asked a question. Jay's in Wisconsin.
Yes, in Wisconsin. And I mean, I pulled people out, even my brother-in-laws, where one of them is a total skeptic. And he still would go out with me just to go out in the woods, you know, which is cool because that's what I like to do. So after our documentary fell apart, I thought, well, I'm going to be at the 2019 PA Bigfoot Camping Adventure in Farmington, Pennsylvania. And I wanted something to give somebody. I mean, everybody out there has movies, has written books, and I didn't have the time for that. So I wanted to go through my 5 years of research and just put some testimonies, you know, like we always do testimonies in the car afterwards and, you know, and it put some things on there like that. Next thing I know, it turned into something much bigger than anything I would have ever dreamed of. And I mean, it's been a long year. I mean, just ask Katie and my kids. I mean, long nights, and just getting interviews, and just putting this together and to be creative, you know, working full time, you know, being here for my kids, my younger kids, and still trying to find time to be creative, to have the creative juices to put this together. Now, without that being said, Katie helped me co-write this because you liked something very particular about it that was actually her idea. So I can't even take the credit on that.
It was the one thing I'm like, I really like this. And it's
Right.
like, Katie did that.
Well,
But that's okay.
yeah, I always say it's like, did you ever see a movie, Music and Lyrics, with Drew Barrymore, Hugh Grant? Hugh Grant? No,
No,
Hugh Grant.
musical lyrics.
Music and lyrics.
No.
All right. Well, anyway, long story short, because I'll stifle it. Um, there was Drew Barrymore was helping a writer out to fill in gaps. That's what Katie did.
Yeah. So I'm going to interrupt because we have Bill Brock here, who is wants to know why this was important to you. What is the end game for you and the goal? I know the answer, but you can tell.
The end game
Thank you.
for what, the documentary or my research?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think he's referencing the documentary.
The documentary is something that I wanted to have absolute creative control, because of course anything that you see on TV, unfortunately, is by producers is gonna put things the way they want to see it, the way they think the audience want to see it, and really beef it up as this could be real, that could be Bigfoot. In my case, my bottom line was to share my story and to put that out there, saying this, people can joke, if you say you believe in Bigfoot, that's the butt end of every joke out there. So, when people ask me that, it's kind of like, hey, I go out and hike, and if this happens, this is where it's at. So my end game would be to get the word out there, saying I'm a credible person, and I'm not gonna throw Bigfoot down your throat, but I'm gonna say, have an open mind, look at this, watch this, and maybe there's something more to what Bigfoot is. Like you said perfectly in the documentary.
Yeah.
It's not so much
Well,
Bigfoot exists, but what is a
right.
Bigfoot? Because that's where I'm at right now. Have I had a upfront close encounters, Harry and the Hendersons type? No, but I've seen a lot of crazy things that I can't explain.
Yeah. See, my thing, and I mean, I have to be, and that's, I think though, that's why again, the fact that you even put me in this is a good thing, because I'm on, like, that we're always teased when we used to back in the day of Mulder and Scully, mentality between the two of us. And with that, I'm still very skeptical about things. However, it's what you're talking, it's showing real footage. People's honest responses, maybe right afterwards or even later in commentary. And again, it's not like you said, the bigger question to is, if somebody asked me, do you believe in Bigfoot? And I remember the first time we were on the Darkness Radio.
Yes.
Remember that? And I'm like, and I go, and I kind of paused. It was hard at that point in time. And I go, yes, I do. And you're like, whoa, like, stop the press. What did you just say? And that's when I said, no, but I think the bigger, and then said, it's logic, actually, which sounds really odd, but logic dictated that answer to me, because it does go back to the too many reports, too many witnesses. People are experiencing something.
Right.
And they all can't be crazy and misidentifications. Probability, the most logical thing we have is math. Probability, some of them have to be, spot on. So with that being said, it becomes to what are people experiencing? What is a Bigfoot? However, I personally think that some of the other things that go on out there, and I know you do too, that may be natural, sometimes get thrown into the melting pot of everything being Bigfoot or everything being Dogman, some type of cryptid, where I think that there can be some scientific reasons that we just don't know the answers to. We're not experts at everything, so we don't know. But it certainly is strange. I mean, you have witnessed, I don't want you to say too much because I want people to get to see the documentary. but you have certainly witnessed strange things out there. I have as well. Mine have been more in the order of, even we were out, was it last weekend? And, I'm really racking my brains trying to figure out what we heard. Could that be natural?
Right.
Could it be, a large one? I don't know enough. Do cougars, are they always on the ground? We know that they can go around. Can they go up? Could
Oh,
tree branches
You're, you're,
break?
you're talking about that big break, right? Where
Yeah,
12 feet in front of us.
yeah. And it's so difficult. The thing that you often see out there is you will hear, it's most much like people who have ghost experiences, where you hear something like a big noise happen right in front of you and nothing's there. We can't visually see anything. You're not finding anything with the thermal camera, but nonetheless, this bizarre thing has happened. Now, you could say that, okay, it does just happen, but when it keeps happening over and over and over.
And honestly, but that's exactly where my point of uh, of ghost researching, and I've done this, and I've been guilty for
I'll let you know, Sharon. Go ahead.
and I've been guilty for that. Is as a ghost investigator, you go to a location, right? And you're there for what, 6 or 7 hours, and you can document what you can throughout the night. But then what? Where does it go then? You know what I'm saying? You don't go, generally, I don't know a lot of investigators that go back on a regular basis, week after week after week after week after week to the same areas to really measure the data. You know what I mean? From what they experienced on the initial to what they've always experienced. And that's the difference that I'm doing out in the woods, is that I'm not going out one time and hearing something or seeing something and
Right.
attributing that to Bigfoot or a cryptid or anything like that. I'm going out there on a regular basis. I do my rotations of areas, rotation of days, just always want to be out there so I can document that. So I think that's where the documentary is important, because it does show you in an order timeline, since I've been doing this, of what's happened way back then to what's happened now and everything in between.
Right. And it addresses things with, that this focuses more, and I think that was wise, to the Bigfoot phenomena. But we've been out there, and I mean, crazy, crazy light anomalies. And I'm not talking like that first time. That's what got me. You have never even had that happen again or before. That
No,
was 30 minutes, and that was huge. It was just crazy. We weren't, not little lights, huge. Um, anyway, that, or EVP out there, or phantom sounds, something coming up on the trail, nothing's there, or again, the orbs, and then of course actual sighting. Now you've come
right,
across, I don't want to say too much,
right.
but there's been some other senses involved of things that you've had happen out there. And I think that that's fascinating to put it out there, because I think it's going to help a lot of people that have had the experience to go. So at least I'm not crazy. I'm not the only one that
Well,
had this weird thing happen.
exactly. But even with that said, there are so many things that
Hi,
are
Bob.
not a part of this documentary that I couldn't put in. Or right now the documentary is 2 hours long. People are saying keep it to 60 minutes. You're going to lose your audience. I don't think so. And Mary, you tell me, did you
I,
feel like?
I did. You know that I'm fairly honest about these things. Hence our Mulder Scully, because I'll just tell you. Other we took a cigarette break, and that was it, and went right back. And so no, I did not. I was really kind of concerned myself, and I think that you did a really phenomenal job in editing it. It flows, it moves, there's change, so it didn't drag. um and you have a lot of different people in there too talking about stuff.
And that's exactly what I wanted to do. is make something that you don't normally see in a documentary. You hear documentary, you know what I hear? This is almost a I don't want to say reality because it is reality, but you've got actual field. You've got
It's just like a reality documentary. Oh wait, it is.
It's almost like a real documentary, but it's not. It's basically, bottom line is, I captured evidence, whether it's sound, video, or like that, and not have so many talking heads, but kind of mix it up a little bit and throw it in. And that's what I think really moves it. That's what I was going for anyway.
One thing that has been asked a couple times, Sharon was one. David is saying he can't wait to see it. I'll share some of these comments. Bill Brock, we go to the same location. And no, but wait a minute. There's something about Maine. I think he's talking to somebody else. Never mind.
Bill Brock. How you doing, Bill?
Yeah.
I'll be seeing you at the PA Bigfoot Camping Adventure.
So Michael Miller says that he had an experience last year for the first time while with family, I believe, hiking, but something's kind of like missing. I can't read it. But
I'm going to say that's the other thing. Like I said, you talk about here's the co-writer.
Hey, Katie.
Hello.
See, there you go. That's where you should have met in the first place.
I was sitting on the chair watching.
So she's a co-writer. She's the one who helped you go, I love that part. and Katie, why did you want to do it the way you did?
It was the first thing that I thought about when he said he was going to write this documentary. That the ending was was what I imagined first. But I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to tell people and explain it to them. Why are you calling it Finding Jay instead of Finding Bigfoot or Searching for Bigfoot?
Oh,
what is the reason for calling it Finding Jay?
That's a great question, Katie, and I will answer it for you. All right. Basically, it was this. It was when was it? A couple of years ago. I was actually out with Scott Marcus, and he kind of said, well, what do you do when you go out there and hike? You know, when you think of hiking, you think of going out there and walking for miles and miles. No, what I do is I get to a secure location, and then I sit and I wait. It's like fishing. I don't bang on trees. I don't do any yelps. I don't.
Yeah. Anymore.
Anymore.
But you know what? I want to interrupt you, but that's a growth process for everybody. When you're investigating, you're constantly learning and changing what you're doing in techniques.
Well, tell me, your techniques come from what? I got a lot of my techniques in ghost investigation from TAPS, Ghost Hunters, and Ghost Adventures TV. Therefore, watching Finding Bigfoot was I had to go out there and yell and bring bright lights and bang on trees and yell and everything. But I think it wasn't until Mitchell Townsend out in Washington told me, he asked me one time, he just goes, well, are you trying to prove that they're real? Is that your end game, is to go out there and film it and be the first person? And I'm like, no, I just know that there's something out there. And he gave me a really good, strong path. And he said, go out there without lights. Don't bang on trees. Don't be yelling, and they'll find you. And it's so convincing, right? So it was that at that point when I was out there waiting that I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to go look for Bigfoot. I'm going to let him find me. So that's where the whole Finding Jay came from. It wasn't, narcissistic, hey, find Jay Bachochin. It was just, it's finding, and it could be finding Katie or finding Mary or finding Bill Brock. You know what I mean? It's the basis of get out there and they can find you. So.
And you need to tell them when they can get it or where they can get it. Because a lot of people are asking, when will I see this? When can I do it? Or when can I view it?
you will be able to look at
I don't have to do anything. I just sit here. It's my next question, Katie. Just let me know.
Sorry.
No. I'm teased. I'm totally. No. Yes, I'm totally teased.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
I'm actually, I've got to switch arms because this is my selfie. And it gets tiring.
Okay, movie. When can you see it?
All right, no. The documentary itself. Are you going, Katie?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I have practice.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Everyone say bye to Katie.
Bye.
All right. She has practice. Okay, so sorry for that. The documentary is going to be available June 1st. You can pre-order now, and anybody that pre-orders will receive it on or before June 1st. Okay?
Oh, whoa. When did this happen? I didn't catch that.
That was another Katie idea. She said if anybody pre-orders, they should have it on the day it comes out.
I agree. Good going, Katie. I love your wife.
She's a good girl. So therefore, if anybody pre-orders before I go to PA in Pennsylvania, I'm leaving on the 29th. I'm going to be shipping every pre-order out, so people will have it on the 29th, the 30th, 31st, or the 1st.
Does that mean that me and the others that are in the documentary will have it in hand?
In hand.
Yay!
Yes, you will. Yes,
So,
everybody that, and I mean, I don't know how many people that have been in the documentary are following right now or watching, but I have let them know that everybody gets a free copy for contributing, and I'll give it to you like in mid-May.
all right, and then also it is coming out on Amazon Prime though later on.
Yes, well, 1 month later, it will actually be streaming in HD in all of its glory on Amazon Prime July 1st at midnight, July 1st. And you can either, buy the download. I've actually got to check what those are again. I know you can rent.
David Darmides said, I'll get this out, said he's ordering today.
Thank you.
So, by the way, are they going to WPI Hunts the Truth to pre-order?
Yes. Now, there's been a little snafu. Don't ask me. It's not me. It's nothing I can control. But if you go to WPIHuntsTheTruth.com, in the upper right-hand corner, there is a Finding Jay pre-order link. You click on that. It takes you to a PayPal. And from there, it's a secure PayPal. Click and do your thing. You have to fill in your information. It's $20 for the Blu-ray. It's $5 for shipping and handling. So it's $25 even. Pop that in. I get a notification once I get that. I like to do shout outs on Facebook and thank you for your order. However,
I will, Terry.
There have been a few snafus with it where people have messaged me saying, I'm trying PayPal, but it's not working. But the majority are working. And what I'm finding out is it's a web browser conflict. That's something I can't control. However, if it's not working for you that way, they go to just PayPal to send money, because you can just go through there without going through a link, and just put in my email address, which is the letter J, and then it's Bachochin, B as in boy, ACHOCHIN @charter.net. If you do it that way, it'll come to me as well. So
I am going to, when we get done here, I will try to see if I can do it in a edit, like the header section. But just in case I can't, when we're done, in the comments, Terry just asked, can you drop in the link? So put in the Hunts the Truth link onto this video in the comments.
I will do that. When we're done, I will throw that on. Because, in bottom line, I'm beyond humble and honored that I've already had 12 pre-orders. When I set out to do this, and Katie will vouch for me, she's not here right now, but she'll vouch for me. I said, if one other person besides me and her watching it, that was my end game. That was my, oh, we just lost Mary. Is she coming?
No, it was going to be noise in a minute, so I shut the door.
Good thinking. I was just saying this is my first attempt. I do video editing. I think I have an eye for what I want to do, but I didn't want to dramatize what I wanted to put out. And I just wanted to put this out so that people can actually watch it going, have an open mind. Maybe it is. Maybe Bigfoot exists.
Well, I think this is pretty cool. I just want to tell everybody who is watching, I did enjoy watching it. I liked seeing, for me, it was getting to see some of the experiences we had like talked about either on the phone or messaged about, like, hey, this happened, kind of a thing. So that was kind of interesting to see that. But yeah, and then you may be doing, you don't have to say anything specific, but just to mention that you also may be doing a, what do you call it?
A premiere.
Premiere, thank you. Yeah.
Well, and I really should do it, but it probably wouldn't happen until after the DVDs or the Blu-rays released.
And then there's that.
What I wanted to do is I'm going to pick a theater up in Wisconsin.
No, Michael, he's only doing Blu-ray. So what you can do, you can get it on Amazon then, right? Because it's only Blu-ray, right?
Right. People ask me all the time, they're like, why not regular DVDs? First, and I don't want to offend anybody, but where have you been? It's all HD these days. I know.
Well, and here's the other thing. Most people don't realize their DVD players really are dual. They a majority of them do both DVD and Blu-ray. So check your DVD player. It might do Blu-ray.
Right, and the thing is, I'm actually behind in the times because they have 4K out, and I don't have a 4K TV or a 4K player. But if you had a 4K player, the 4K would play 4K, Blu-ray, and regular DVD. Just like Blu-ray will play Blu-ray and regular DVD. Like you said, it's dual. And my footage is in HD. There is no way to compress all, that information into a standard DVD.
Yeah, and it is pretty. I did comment on that too. I could see the clarity of the HD. It was real nice.
Yeah.
On there. Well, I mean, I don't want to keep everybody too much on this. I'm sure what we're going to do is Jay his work has prompted me to resurrect for one show. I'm going to be doing, what do we say, in July where I'm doing this? I don't remember.
I thought it was May.
Oh, May. Okay. See,
I think it was that Friday before Memorial Day.
Hey, Len. I've got all this other stuff going on in my head. Yeah, I'm going to do one special, the Paranormal MD radio show podcast. And I will be posting it here. I'll probably post it on YouTube. You'll probably post it on yours, maybe. And we're going to get a little more in depth, where we're going to be talking about a little about the stories, and more specifics and some other people's experiences, rather than do this here.
Right.
And now, with this being said, we could probably take this if it turns out okay and use that to post as well.
Yes, definitely. Don't forget to save.
Yeah. Am I missing anything?
Don't forget to hit save.
I can't hit save. Remember that? When it's in this? No. If I hit only when it's in, if it's vertical, if it's up, I can do. If it's horizontal, I cannot.
Okay. Well.
It's like right now there's a finish button. There is no save. But if I do it where, this way, then I can do it.
Okay.
But
Well,
it'll be there. I've learned to trust, to just hit finish and let it go.
let it go. Let
Go
it
Zen.
let it go. Well, no, I mean,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna thank you,
No,
and
thank you.
then
Thank you.
I will get this going. I'm gonna let you go. I'll do that, and then I'll tie it up here, and yeah,
That's
just
I do have
I'll
one,
remind everybody.
one question for you. One question.
It's not gonna be.
I'm going to give you a scenario. Okay. We're hiking up a kettle, and also we get to the top, and we stop and we look around and we realize we are surrounded by 50 Bigfoot. They're just all around us. What would you do? What would you do?
You know the answer to that.
I
I
just want the
would,
world to hear it.
I would think that that I was hallucinating, or we were hallucinating if we both saw it, and I would be like looking for some sort of like fungus or something that is causing or us to have hallucinated like that.
Yeah. Well, all I got to say is that's so Scully.
Yes, Mulder.
All right.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I don't know how can you do I X you? Is that how I make you go
X me.
away?
X me.
I'm gonna X you, see if that works. It didn't work. It won't make, oh, there it goes. You're gone. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I was just kind of really excited. There is going to be something going on at Old Pittsburgh Hospital with some other people and some other stuff coming up that I will come back on and let you know about that in probably about a week. In the meantime, Finding Jay will be available on, you can order it now at wpihuntstetruth.com. The pre-order, you will have it in hands on 6/1, which is the release date of the Blu-ray. And then a month later is when it will come out on Amazon Prime. And it's really quite interesting as far as just seeing what people go through out there and some of the experiences and sometimes understanding how difficult it is to kind of capture the experience. It's dark. You're trying to fumble for equipment. I mean, I've had the same thing with UFOs out there. That was literally the first time I ever saw that. I only know that because I have an app that showed me that it was not an iridium flare. It was not satellites. It was not this. It was not that. Yet I'm seeing, something strange going on. And so it's been a melting pot of paranormal activity out there. And I say the word paranormal being inclusive of anything that might be considered cryptid or ghost or even UFO type thing. So again, and remember, UFO just means unidentified. That's all it means. It's unidentified. That does not indicate or mean that it's something that's alien. So yeah, that's it. Thank you, everybody. And I know I'm going to get off of let's close this out, and I'm going to have forgotten something. So I'm sorry if I did. Anybody whose event or whatever is coming up, I'm sorry if I forgot to mention it. I will be back on. Hey, Michael. Oh, great. You know what? You're awesome too. And you're going to enjoy. Thank you, Jay. He just put in the link in the comments section. I will try to do the same, in the title section once this finishes up. Oh my gosh. I know what I forgot to mention. The one that's in 2 days. I'm going to be at Old Baraboo Inn in Wisconsin with Brian Cano from Paranormal Caught on Camera, Haunted Collector, and Scared, and a couple other various shows. And you're very welcome. And I'm going to be at Old Baraboo Inn this Saturday. This Saturday, we are going to be Brian's going to be doing a workshop in the afternoon. There's going to be a meet and greet. I'm going to be doing, I think, a little talk thing there, lecture thing there, whatever you want to call it. And then we will be, along with Pam, and I don't know how to say her last name. It starts with a C. I don't know. Sorry, Pam. Be leading a ghost hunt there at Old Baraboo Inn. And it is one of the most haunted locations I've ever been at. Seriously, where it's fairly easy to have an experience there. So if you haven't gotten your tickets for that, please go over to Thriller Events and get your ticket for Old Baraboo Inn. I believe that's thriller.events. I don't know if it's com or org or what, but Thriller Events, Old Baraboo Inn this Saturday. Oh, and there's also going to be an after party that's going to be held up in the old brothel, and that's going to be a really small, intimate group of people. I'm not sure if the VIP tickets for that are available, but you can certainly check. And check out those tickets for Old Baraboo Inn this Saturday. Brian Cano and I will be there making trouble now and investigating and with all of the guests there. So come on out. All right, everybody, you have an awesome evening. I will probably pop on Saturday while I'm at the event. Give you guys a little peek at what's going on there. So get your tickets for Old Baraboo Inn. Go do your pre-orders for Finding Jay. And I will talk to all of you later. Bye.